Hey, hello guys, and welcome back to our channel, Maxx TCG. And what we're doing now is watching the WideVision series. And that's what we're gonna do. We showcase the cards back and front. We talked about it, and any commentary of the messages. We showcase them, the cards. So to give you an idea of what we're doing, we already did the Star Wars WideVisions of 1995 for the original Star Wars, and now we're jumping into these Empire Strikes Back WideVisions of the same year, 1995. And this set is 144 cards long. I'm not gonna do the Chromium subset because doesn't matter. Just 144 cards. We're gonna split into two parts. It's roughly 72 cards. 72 on part 1 and 72 on part 3. So part 2. And then we're gonna move into Return of the Jedi. I'm finishing the series of WideVision so we can jump into Star Wars Galaxies, which is another 8 series of cards. But apparently they're more interested, so I'm keen to watch them and see them and showcase them for you guys as well. So again, thanks for the support and the likes and the views. The objective number 1 that we have is to get the 4,000 watch time hours, so appreciate your views on anything. We are taking anything so we can get monetized and start actually with actual live streams. And I'm keen to talking to you guys and giveaway and all that stuff and getting interesting. Probably we're gonna do trivias as well. I have plenty of books of trivias that we can do online and use that as a way of sifting the world for giveaways. Who get the first answer or something like that. I think that was an idea for the Empire Strikes Back, actually, that every single card has a question, and that was nice actually. If we were into the live arena, and then you guys can participate in the trivia as well, and I learned something about it. So, without further ado, let's kick in. So, as we said, I have the full deck here in my hands. This is 144 cards for Strikes Back, and there is 2 promo cards at the beginning that are not counted because they're just promos, and I just have them, but I don't count them. That's card number 0 and card number P6. It's promo 1, promo 2, promo thing, just to promote the white set. I don't collect those, so I'm not really fancy about it. But yes, we have 2 cards there. As I use it as cover for the set. But we're not talking about this today. We're talking about this. And this is 144 cards. So I need to split this deck in 72. 69, 71, 72. So the first part is what we're gonna see in this episode, which hopefully fits in an hour. We need to go a little bit faster than the others, but we should be okay. 72, it's not that crazy. So without further ado, let's kick right in. So as I said in the last episode, we're using tall card sleeves, which fits the size of these cards. The standards won't fit, so it has to be tall cards. So we're gonna keep that there, and let's dive into it. The first 72 of Empire Strikes Back started with card number 1. More simple than a sequel to Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back of 1980 was a groundbreaking expansion of ideas, characters, and FX concepts introduced in the first film. To do justice to this grandiose vision, Topps have increased the number of cards in this series to 144. Once again, rare production art, stills, and storyboards are presented on the backs. Also, once again, special thanks to Blah All right. So number 1, as in original standard and dramatic shot. Yeah, this is just the starting point. Number 1, Empire Strikes Back. Let's save them there. Number 2. Oh, there you go. A weird mechanical sound rises above the whining of the wind. The strange probe droid with several extended sensors emerge from the smoke-shrouded crater. The ominous mechanical probe floats across the snow plain and disappears into the distance. That's the actual robot in Hoth, Norway. Number 3. Small figure gallops across the wind-steep ice slope. The bundle of riders Luke Skywalker, and he mounted on the large great snow lizard, a tauntaun. Curving plummets and snow rise from beneath the curving paws of the two-legged beast. Luke gallops at a slope and reins his lizard to a stop. That's the actual thingy. Alright, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Number 4. Pulling up his protective goggles, Luke Skywalker noticed something in the sky. He takes a pair of electro binoculars from his utility belt and through them sees smoke rising from where the prop droid has crashed. The wind whips at Luke's third-line cap as he activates the comlink transmitter. Number 5. Luke hears a monstrous howl to turn to see to the 11-foot tall shape towering over him. It's a wampa ice creature lunging at him furiously. Luke grabs his pistol but is hit in the face by a huge white claw. He falls unconscious into the snow and is dragged away by the wampa. Nice looking up. Six. Droids R2 and the chattering C-3PO stops on Han Solo's best freighter. Han abruptly put his hand over 3PO's mouth as the deck officer approached and Han asks about Luke Skywalker's whereabouts. No one seems to know where Luke is, and the droid suspects that their master may be in considerable danger. Seven. Captured by the wampa, Luke hands upside down, ankles frozen into ice stalactites. Exhausted, he spies his lightsaber lying near a pile of his discarded gear. About 3 feet out of reach, he focuses on the saber and his hand strains toward the weapons. He squeezes his eyes, fighting concentration. Eight. After slaying the wampa with the lightsaber, Luke staggers out of the gorge into the dark and snowy twilight. Soon after, nearly unconscious, he looks up and sees the image of Ben Kenobi. Barely visible through the blowing snow and hard to tell if Kenobi is real or hallucination. Number 9. The small shelter Han has constructed to protect himself and the rescue looks is covered with snow on the windward side. A makeshift antenna rests gingerly on top of the snowdrift. Han spots the rebel snowspeeder approaching in the distance and begin waving frantically at the tiny craft. They spend the night in the ice. 10. Strange throat surgeon adjusts a mass of electronic equipment. A switch is drawn. Dread a sudden blinding flash of obscure looks in a bacta tank filled with thick, gelatinous slime. He begins to thrash about, raving in his delirium. "11. In a recovery room bed, weak but smiling Luke is greeted by Han, Leia, Chewie and the droids. After some typical ladies' man boasting from Han, Leia leans over and kisses Luke on the lips. Then she turns on her heels and walks out, leaving everyone in the room slightly dumbstruck. The dark probe droid has spotted Chewbacca, who, not 30 feet away, has popped his head over a snow bank. Instantly, the probe droid swings around and deadly rate firing at the Wookiee. But before he can blast his target, it is hit behind by a laser bolt fired by Han Solo and explodes in a million pieces. And that announces, hey, we got movement in this planet. Come and check it out. 13. Darth Vader's Star Destroyer, the Executor, larger and more awesome than the 5 Imperial Star Destroyers that surrounds it, sits in a vastness of space. The 6 huge ships are surrounded by a convoy by a small spacecraft. TIE fighters, Dart 2 and Fro. And they arrive at Hoth. 14. Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, move across the wide bridge and his Star Destroyers as controllers working the vast complex of electronic controls look up. The squat, evil-looking Admiral Ozzel and the young, powerful build General Beers awaits Vader instructions. We're going Hoth. Definitely. You get informed, hey mate, there is a droid thingy that exploded, and apparently it's not because we self-exploded. Okay, let's go Hoth. They're there. 15. Based on the fragmented information obtained by the now destroyed prop droid, 6 huge Star Destroyers moved through space into the Hoth system in pursuit of the hidden rebel base. Darth Vader is certain Luke Skywalker is among the rebels. Yep, I can sense him. 16. General B is entering the room and approached the silent and moving Darth Vader, who sits on the racing meditation chamber. Although seemingly is very sure of himself, Beers is still not bold enough to interrupt the meditation lord. The young general stands quietly at attention until Vader speaks. We reach Hoth. "17. With a sense of urgency, Leia quickly briefed a group of pilots gathered in the center of the hangar. The ion cannon will fire several shots to make sure that any enemy ships will be out of your flight path. When you've gotten past the energy shield, proceed directly to rendezvous point. Understood? Understood. Go." We need to get away from here. 18. Stand by uncontrolled fire, shouts at rebel controller. With that, the giant ball-shaped ion cannon rotates into position and blasts 2 red energy beams skyward. So they can have space for the shuttles, if anything. 19. The rebel transport and his escort race away from the white planet, closely followed by 2 red energy beams fired by the ion cannon. As the Rebel transport races toward the waiting Imperial Star Destroyer, it is overtaken by 2 Scarlet energy bolts. The destroyer is hit in the conning tower, but the powerful bolts, which set up field explosions in the metal hull. So it worked. And they escape. "20. The rebel troops deem their weapons at the horizon as explosions erupt all around them. They are nervous and their grip on the weapon tightens from the cold and from the fear. Behind the troops, a dozen snow speeders race through the sky. And there are people working on them. Getting ready for battle. The Battle of Hoth. Another iconic battle. 21. Echo Station 57. We are on our way. Luke Skywalker announced into his comlink as the young rebel pilot fly his snow speeder into the thick of the battle. Rogue Leader now. 22. A rebel officer lifts a pair of electro-binoculars to his eyes. Through the lens, he sees a very close view of the giant Imperial Walker, followed by 3 more of the ominous battle's machines, small flashes of yellow fire below from the guns of the Lumber's walkers. Nice. 23. 2 rebel speeders race directly into the head of the walker, then split and fly past. Everywhere on the battlefield, a speeder bangs through and away from the legs of the walker. 2 other speeders pass the first speeder from the opposite direction. Others in the rebel craft race just about the icy plains. Sorry. 24. The Battle of Hoth continues to rage. A giant AT-AT head swivels and fires, striking a snow speeder and sending it crashing in a ball of flames. Elsewhere, rebel troops in the snow trench fire on the approaching walkers as snows and ice explodes all around them. General Beers and 2 walker pilots keep a careful eye on the racing rebel speeders as they maneuver their lumbering war machines forward. Luke speeders bank in front of the side of Beers' walker and head straight into a viewport, blasting away an impregnable AT-AT. Through the cockpit window on the Imperial walkers, Beers and his pilots can see the rebel power generators in a far distance. Rebel snow speeder continue to blast away on the inexorant advising war machines. Let's hit the generators. 27. A pair of rebel snow speeders encircle an advancing AT-AT. You will have to make this shot, Luke tells Wedge over the comlink. I'll cover you, set your harpoon, follow me on the next pass. And then you have it, Wedge again. 28. A hologram of Darth Vader appears in the control panel screen and faces General Beers. I have reached the main power generators, Beers informed Vader. The chill will be down in moments. You may start your landing. 29. Wedge speeder races through the legs of one of the AT&T. His gunner reaches for a firing switch to activate the rebel harpoon. The harpoon flashes out and speeds towards the receding legs on the AT&T and an instantly embedded in one of the legs. Number 30. Wedge snow speeder zooms away into the distance. The tangled legs of the enormous AT&T attempt a step, but as they do, a giant Imperial Walker begins to topple. It teeters for a moment and then crashes into the icing ground, sending snow and metals flying into pieces. (31) In the snow trench, rebel troops fire large bazookas like guns and dish-like raised guns as explosion erupts all around them. A gun tower is hit by a laser bolt and instantly explodes. Another blast destroys a ray gun. (32) The fierce battle on the vast snow plains of Hoth range on. The Imperial Walkers, including two-legged scouts walkers, continue their steady assault on the rebel base, firing lasers as they lumber ever onwards. (33) Desperately, Luke walks the controls of his black butter ship. Suddenly the speeder is rocketed by a huge explosion. Luke struggles with the controls with a look of terror on his face. The speeder fills with smoke and electrical spark jumps about the cockpit. And we're going down. (34) The ground exploding around them. Rebel troops retreat under the awesome Imperial onslaught. 3 of the giant walkers firing lasers advance inexorable towards the rebel headquarters. Oh, what a view. (35) Running beneath the monstrous machines, Luke fires his harpoon at an AT&T underside. A thin cable follows the projectile from the gun. The magnetic head and cable attach firmly to the metal hull. Still running on the walker, Luke attached the cable drum to his belt buckle. Soon he is pulled up by the cable and hands dangling underneath the walker. (36) Hanging precariously from the walker, Luke cut through the solid metal hatch with his lightsaber. He takes a landmine from around his neck and throws it inside an Imperial machine. Quickly, Luke starts down the cable and crashes onto the icy ground far below. And AT&T is out. 37. The giant walkers stop in mid-step and muffled explosion comes from within, and then the walker mechanical insides are spewed out on every conceivable opening. The machine sits dead in its track, smoking like a locomotive in stilts, then collapses to the ground. (38) The rebel troops continue their desperate retreat, pushed back by the relentless Imperial assault. Inside his AT&T, Rebel Beers prepares to fire on the rebel power generators. Target: maximum firepower. he tells his pilot, then veers reach for the electro rangefinder and lines up to the main generator. Oh, that's a iconic shot as well. The guy who trips. "39. The rebel generators are obliterated in a hellish explosion. Soon after, Imperial forces invaded the rebel base, pursued by Darth Vader, Han, and Leia run towards the entrance at the main hangar, where the Millennium Falcon is docked. 3PO locks behind. The generator's out. Uh, 40. Stormtroopers run into the main hangar, followed by Darth Vader. Hearing the loud roar of the Millennium Falcon's engines, Vader looks toward the main hangar door just in time to see the Falcon lift up and disappear outside the ice cave. Running away. "41. The Millennium Falcon raced towards one of the huge oncoming Star Destroyer. Suddenly the Falcon starts into a steep dive, straight down, closely followed by 4 TIE fighters. The underside of the Star Destroyer continues in a collision course with 2 oncoming Star Destroyer, laser bolts, sparks, and a pitch black sky. Collision course. 42. Asteroids of all sizes passed by in every direction, some colliding and exploding. The tiny Millennium Falcon veers around the biggest asteroids and races past it through the rain of rocks, followed by 4 TIE fighters which bob and weave around the asteroids. Awesome photography. 43. 3PO frantically informs that the possibility of successful navigating an asteroid field in approximately 3,720 to 1. Han responds, "Never tell me the odds." 43. 44. The Millennium Falcon twists on its sides and it races around an oncoming asteroid. 2 TIE fighters follow in the distance, coming from either side. Looking at the cockpit window, the Falcon crew sees a big asteroid drop past the window, narrowly missing their ship. Big ones. 45. Oncoming asteroid in his mind, Han gives Princess Leia a quick look. "You said you wanted to be around when I made a mistake. Well, this could be it, sweetheart." Leia stares at the deadly rocks rushing towards the ship, and I take it back. We're going to get pulverized if we stay around any longer. And they reach a cave. 46. 2 huge asteroids tumble towards the Millennium Falcon, which quickly banks around both of them. 3 TIE fighters follow in hot pursuit until one of the fighters scraps an asteroid and tumbles out of control. "47. The Millennium Falcon drives towards the surface of one of the moon-sized asteroids. There is a continued display of explosions against the starry void, and smaller asteroids collide with larger chunks of rocks." Yeah, let's hide there for a moment. 48. The two remaining TIE fighters follow the Millennium Falcon to the large asteroid. The Falcon skims the surface of the giant space rock as all the while smaller asteroids explode on the surface of the ship. (49) Turning out its sides, the Millennium Falcon slips through the narrow chasm on a large asteroid. Unable to fit through, the two pursuing TIE fighters are instantly annihilated. The Falcon speeds safely away, leaving 3PO nearly in hysterics. Oh, this is suicide. Nice. Number 50. The Millennium Falcon races into an enormous crater. Its walls are barely visible as the ship speeds through the tunnel-like opening. A small cave appears on one side of the crater, and the Falcon turns slow and scouts into it. Number 51. On Dagobah, the mist-shrouded X-Wing fighter is almost invisible in the thick fog. Luke climbs out onto the long nose of the spacecraft as R2 pops out of the cubicle on the back. The young warrior surveys the fog, which is barely pierced by the ship's landing lights, but all he can make out are some giant twisted trees. Painting Dagobah. And there you go. Set in the UK of Dagobah. (52) R2 is spit out of the water by a swamp creature. Then he helped to his feet by Luke. R2 responds by feebly soggy beeps. If you're saying coming here was a bad idea, Luke fails his little joy. I'm beginning to agree with you. As Luke glance around the spooky swamp jungle that surrounds him, R2 ejects a stream of muddy water from one of the ports. And remember that Luke was not trained at this stage. 53. Admiral Piet hesitates on the entryway to Darth Vader's private cubicle. After a moment, he steps into a room and pauses at the surprising sight before him. Vader's head is bald with a mass of ugly scar tissue covering it. An apparatus lowers the familiar mask to the helmet on Vader's head. When it's in place, the Dark Lord turns to face Piet. To the meditation pod. (54) Upon hearing a strange voice, Luke grabs for his lightsaber and spins around, looking for a speaker. Mysteriously standing right in front of the young warrior is a strange bluish creature, not more than 2 feet tall. The wizened little thing is dressed in rags. Away, put your weapon, it tells Luke. I mean you no harm. That's Yoda. (55) Promising to lead Luke to the Jedi Master he seeks, the little creature scurries out the clearing, laughing merrily. Luke stares after him. All he sees is a faint light from the small power lamp moving through the fog. Luke makes his decision and starts after the creature. That was the first sketch. That's what it is. 56. You like me because I'm a scoundrel, Hans tells Leia, closing in for a kiss. There are enough scoundrels in your life, but before the couple can indulge in romantic bliss, they are interrupted by 3PO, who stands in a doorway. Speaking excitedly, Sir, I have isolated the reverse powers flux coupling. Han looks overjoyed. "57. Darth Vader turns toward the bridge. Before him are the holograms image of 20 battleship commanders. One of these images, it's faded and continually disrupted by static, is the image of Captain Need, commander of the Star Destroyer most hotly on the trail of the Millennium Falcon. Don't fail me." "58. Darth Vader looks up and bows quickly. A 12-foot hologram of the Galactic Emperor materialized before him. The Emperor's dark robes and monk hood are reminiscent of the cloak worn by Ben Kenobi. His voice is even deeper and more frightening than Vader. Original. "59. About Darth Vader converse with the holographic image of the Emperor Palpatine. We have a new enemy, Luke Skywalker, the evil Emperor observes. The Force is strong with him. The son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi. But Darth Vader has a plan. If we could be turned, he could become a powerful ally. He will join us or die." "60. In the middle of Dagobah, Great Swamp, sits the small home of the little blue creature befriended by Luke. Like its master, this dwelling is small and humble. R2-D2 stand and his foes to stare into a window and observe Luke Skywalker's conversation with the wizened creatures. The little droids drench in a downpour of rain. Yoda's house. "61. The wizened creature turns away from Luke and speaks to a third party. I cannot teach him. The creature says the boy has no patience. Luke's head spins in the direction the creature faces, but there is no one there. The boy is bewildered, but it gradually dawns on him that the little creature is Yoda, the Jedi Master, and that he is speaking with Ben Kenobi. Was I any different when you told me?" Kenobi responded to Yoda. "62. Still relentlessly pursuing the Millennium Falcon and its inhabitants, the Empire sent a pair of modified TIE fighters to drop bombs on the asteroid. The fighters skimmed the surface of the asteroid and dropped their explosive as Han and Phil's companions continued the Falcon repair deeps within the turn. Little cave. "63. Something outside the Falcon cockpit window catches Princess Leia's eye. A soft, suction-like cup attaches itself to the windscreen. The creature is called a Minoc, and its large yellow eyes flash open and stares back at the princess. Startled, she jumps back into her seat, heart pounding. There is a scurry of feet, a loud screech, and in an instant the miner is gone. Blech. '64. After a brief cave quake, Han is already in the pilot seat, pulling back on the throttle. Suddenly a row of jagged white stalactites can be seen surrounding the cave entrance. As the Falcons surge forward, the entrance grows even smaller. The cave is collapsing, Leia shouts. This is no cave. Get out of here. '65. Princess Leia mouth drop open. She sees that the rock of the cave entrance are not rocks at all, but giant teeth, quickly closing around the tiny Millennium Falcon. Chewbacca howls. The Falcon zoom through the monster mouth, rolled inside, and barely makes it between the two gigantic white teeth. That's the teeth and how they film it. '66. The enormous space lock moves its head out the cave as the Millennium Falcon flies out at its mouth. The monster fills its head, watching the vehicle fly away, then slip back into the cave. The Falcon races out of this asteroid crater and heads back into deadly rain of asteroid storms. '67. Luke Skywalker begins his Jedi training with Yoda strapped to his back. He climbs up one of the very thick vines that grow in the swamp. Panting heavily, he continues the course, climbing, flipping through the air, jumping over roots, and racing in and out of heavy ground fog. He's getting trained now. '68. Yoda turns to see the huge dead black tree, its base surrounded by a few feet of water. Giant twisted roots form a dark and sinister cave in one side. Luke stares at the tree, trembling. "What is there?" he asks Yoda. "Only what you take with you. Your weapons, you don't need them." What would that happen if he goes unarmed? '69. Luke's move into almost total darkness of the wet and slimy cave. Suddenly Darth Vader appears across the blackness, illuminated by his own just ignited lightsaber. Immediately he charged Luke, saber held high. He's upon the youth in second. But Luke sidestepped perfectly and slashed of Vader with his own lightsaber. Tree cave. Number 70. Vader is decapitated by Luke. The Dark Lord helmet encased head flies from his shoulder and as his body disappears into the darkness. For an instant the helmet head rests on the floor, then it cracks vertically. The black breath mask falls away to reveal Luke's head. The boy gaps out on sight. Number 71. Vader stands in the back control area of his ship bridge with a motley group of men, creatures and droids. If it is a bizarre array of galactic frontier hunters, there is Bosk, slimy reptilian monster with 2 huge bloodshot eyes, Sucus and Denga, 2 battle scare human types, IG-88, a battered furnished war droid, and Boba Fett, a man of weapon cover armor spacesuit. Number 72. Vader addressed his sinister band of bounty hunters. There will be a substantial reward for one who finds the Millennium Falcon, he tells them. You are free to use any method necessary, but I want them alive. The Dark Lord points a finger at Boba Fett. No disintegration. And that, my friends, is the first 72 plus 2 promos of Empire Strikes Back. That's the last shot of Empire. So the promos goes at the beginning, and I use them as cover. And that's pretty much. So part 1 of Imperial Strikes Back, WideVision, 1995, done. And we will meet for second part, which is the next 72, and we finish. Where are we right now? Let us remind ourselves, where are we? So Empire Strikes Back, 1995, part 1, as I said, the first 72. And then we're going to jump into Return of the Jedi, 1996, which is another 144 cards. And then we finish. I'm not going to go probably with special editions or trilogy complete story or whatever. Episode 1 and 2 and 3, probably we're going to save them for later on. Then we're going to finish there, and then we're going to jump into what we call the... sorry, what is it called? I forgot. The Star Wars Galaxies series, which are, I have them here somewhere. Is it this one? Yes. Then we're going to continue into what I call the Gen 1, which is 93, 94, 95, series 1, 2, and 3. And then Gen 2, which is from 2009 until probably 2018. I'm not talking about 21, 22, neither 23. Probably I'm going to recover a couple of subsets. The manga set is interesting. And also the Galactic Visions, which is the Samurai version series. So it's 20 cards each, subsets, and we're going to give Star Wars a finish. Apart from that, as you already know, we have the eBay store, and I appreciate it if you can go and find something that you like, if you want to contribute or something. Yeah, all your contributions are going to go to further buying more cards. And one of the TCG cards that I'm selling at the moment is this full set of WideVision Star Wars. It's 1995, by the way, not 94. But is yeah, full set that as we already showcased it. I had 2, so I need to sell 1. And with that, we're gonna buy more cards and more stuff, and we're gonna start figuring that out. How we're gonna initiate the collector series with the sets of One Piece. I think that's straightforward. But I don't know if we're going to jump into Pokemon or Star Wars Unlimited first. The problem with that sentence is Star Wars Unlimited is, well, counting the rare and parallel and all that stuff. So might be 200 cards per thingy. But it's 3 distinctive TCG expansions. So we might do this, or we might straight go into Pokemon. We don't know yet. So more of that to come. I know that we're gonna do One Piece anyway, so that's 8 series, and I'm already collecting the first one as a test and seeing the rare cards, the common cards, and see if that actually holds to the value of what we should do. So we're gonna make a decision between Star Wars Unlimited or One Piece after we finish everything that we're doing at the moment, and start from there. So again, appreciated your likes, commentaries, and watch time into the YouTube channel. We are in objective number 1, which is trying to get that 4,000 watch time hours. So appreciate it. If you start watching, just stay a little bit longer. So actually we can accrue those hours so we can get monetized and start from there. After that, what we're gonna do is start the live streams. I don't know, we can do trivias, we can do a lot of stuff. I have plenty of cards to give away as well, so we're gonna start that moving forward. So appreciated that you stay with us at the moment, and as I said, you'll like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, and I will see you in the next one. The next one is going to be part 2 of Imperial Strikes Back, and we're going to finish this set, and then we jump into Return of the Jedi. So thanks everybody, and I will see you in the next one. So cheers for now.